Hello. Okay, so what we're going to do today is a little bit of yoga, but more of a video to show you as a parent of what you could do with your son or daughter. So I'm here with my son Jacob.
And I'm 9.
He's 9, and we're going to do a few little things. Maybe some suggestions of what you could do during the day, and certainly the relaxation maybe in the evening, especially if you find that your child is a little bit anxious or worried. Some of the things we're doing are going to be really beneficial. But first of all, what's always nice to start our yoga practices is to just check in. So we might say, hello, how are you feeling today?
Good. How
Good.
about you?
Oh, nice. How are you feeling? Do you feel okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is there anything on your mind?
Not really.
Anything you want to talk about? No? Okay. So then it's just a nice opportunity just to ask. Just to ask the child, ask your child how he or her is feeling. And then they might ask you how you feel. You might ask me.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel quite good. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm doing a video. I'm a little bit nervous, I must admit.
I'm quite
You're
nervous.
quite nervous. Well, that's normal. So it's nice to talk about our emotions. Okay, let's start with sitting down. So I'm going to sit cross-legged. Jacob always likes to sit kneeling. So if your child's doing that, just make sure they are sat on their heels and that their feet aren't sticking out to the side and their toes pointing out. We call that a W position. It's really not nice on their knees. So they kind of sit up and maybe give them a cushion. Very good. And then what do we do when we start?
Well, you have to zip up because you don't want to be like...
No, we don't want to sit like that. So we have this imaginary zip. And then
I did have a zip at one point.
Well, yes, we're going to have an imaginary one. So we're going to zip ourselves up. Right up to the crown of the head. Very good. And then we try and sit like that. And we're going to let our hands just relax. But we want to stay nice and zipped up. Zipped up. That's it. And then we're going to relax our hands. And we're going to start. And what's really nice to do is to start and encouraging your child to breathe well. So I'm going to, Jacob has no idea what we're doing, by the way. I'm going to come and put my hand on his belly and the other hand just on the upper back. And I'm going to encourage you, Jacob, when you breathe in, can you make my hand push away and your belly get big? And as you breathe out, the hand gets smaller. Breathe in. Don't look at it. You can just look straight ahead. Stay zipped up. Breathe in, big breath in, the belly gets big, beautiful. And as you breathe out, it relaxes. Breathe in, belly gets big, and relax. Let's slow the breath down. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's breathe out through our mouth anyway. So breathe in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. One more. And do you want to feel my belly?
Sure.
So you put your hand on my belly. It's good to get them to do it to you as well. Put your hand on my belly. And as I breathe in, I'm going to push your hand away. Big breath in. Big belly. And as I breathe out, try and stay zipped up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now put your hands on my shoulders, Jacob. And as I breathe in, Jacob, you're going to feel my shoulders lift slightly, just a little. As I breathe in, can you feel it? And as I breathe out, you might push down on my shoulders a little. Breathing in. As I breathe out, push slightly on my shoulders. Oh, he's got nice warm hands. Breathing in. And this is a really good opportunity to get your son or daughter to give you a little massage. I normally have to pay him to do this. Well, that's nice. And it's really nice just doing that. This might mean that it might sort of make you do a few swapsies. So what do we do sometimes? We sometimes do a timed swap. So he might massage me for 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, and then I would do it back to him, and we play a game. Whatever he does to me, I have to do back to him.
Or the other way around.
Or the other way round. But I normally get him to do me first as the parent, because otherwise it doesn't always happen. Okay, let's show another breathing technique. Jacob, imagine that in your hand, in your right hand, hold it up, is a flower. And in your left palm is a candle. And when you breathe in, you're going to smell your imaginary flower, like it's really lovely smell. Breathe it in. And as you breathe out, you're going to flicker the imaginary flame on your candle with your breath. Breathe in, smell the flower. Breathe out. Don't blow the flame out. Beautiful. Breathing in. Breathing in, smell the flower. Breathing out, little flicker. One more. Wow, and then relax. Just notice how you're feeling. Can you stay zipped up? So we keep coming back to that zipped up thing when we're sat. We try just to encourage them because they're going to be doing a lot of work, especially if your child's at school age. They're doing a lot more on the computer at home with all this homeschooling. So we don't want this, do we? Don't want text neck and rounded back. We want this nice spine. Okay, so we're just going to move through a few different ideas. One of the things, and we love doing this at school as well, I do it with all the kids, that we do is something called shake the sillies out.
Shake
the sillies out. Shake the sillies out. Shake the sillies out. Shake. And then they have to come up with something. So we're going to
dance
the sillies out. Dance the sillies out. Dance the sillies out. Dance. And then I might do one. We're going to jump the sillies out. Jump the sillies out. Jump the sillies out. Jump.
How about you do one?
Oh yeah, good idea. So you come up with them and you do lots of different ones, and it's just a good way to find a release. So one of the ones we like doing as well is tap. We're going to tap the sillies out. Tap the sillies out. Tap the sillies out. Tap.
So now we're gonna wait, and we can just wait the amount of time it takes, and then you can make up your own one.
Go for it. You've got to come up with one now. Do you think they've done it? Maybe.
Have you done it? Hopefully. Well, we're going to carry on now.
Thank you, Jacob. He's very good at this. So one of the other things that I love to do is to try and encourage children to help find their balance, because actually children are very good at balance. Sorry, Jacob. So,
well, I do fall over quite a lot.
You fall over a lot. He's very clumsy. So balance is really good at helping that. You're going to go to the floor, and I'd like you, Jacob, to be the smallest seed buried in the soil. So this pose, child's pose, is a really good pose anyway, to try to help your child just to come into their own space. And what you often find is the children will stay here for quite a while, but we're gonna grow this seed. So this is often known as a mouse pose, and they like go pretending to be tiny little mouse. It's also a little rock pose. So we say, can you try and be the smallest rock and nice and still like a rock? But it also can be a tiny little seed planted in the soil. And we've had all this beautiful sunshine recently, and the sun has been on the soil, but we're also waiting for some rain. So I love to do this on their back. So you imagine that there's rain coming down, and you tap their backs like it's raining. And then from here you'd say, right, so start when you're ready to grow. Your little seed is starting to come out of the soil, and it's reaching up, so we could reach one hand, and then the other hand reaching up to this sunshine above, and then we gradually come up. When we come onto one foot, doesn't matter if you wobble, and they're going to reach up, and then they're going to put all the weight into one foot and see if the other foot can come up. Ooh, and they suddenly become, what pose is this, Jacob?
Tree
A
pose.
tree. So they become this big, strong tree, grounded through their standing foot. And then while they're there, you'd say, could you swap legs? Then they'd come onto the other
You
leg.
can either do it like that, or like that.
Yeah?
The
So you
harder
could-
way is like
You
that.
could pick it up, couldn't you, and put it up here. Up here. And see if they could focus on something. If they start wobbling around, maybe, not that Jacob is wobbling, but you could hold them. Or you could be two trees together, holding hands. Whoa, you could fall.
Don't try
And
that
it
one.
doesn't matter if you fall.
Just make sure you're not on mega hard floor.
Okay, then no, you don't want to hurt yourself. So one of the games I like to play is making up your own yoga poses. So you've all played Twister once before. I'm sure you've played Twister. It's a bit like that.
What's Twister?
Twister is a game.
I'm
You
sure you
haven't-
played Twister.
You haven't played Twister. I don't think so. But as adults, I bet you've played Twister. So you would say to your child, Jacob, I'd like you to try and come up with a yoga pose. And you have 2 feet on the floor and your right hand.
Oh yeah, I've definitely played
2
Twister.
feet and right hand. Let's go.
2
And I'll
feet.
do it with you.
Oh yeah.
2 feet and your right hand. So I might do a pose like a down dog, but with one hand off. What are you doing? Nice.
Oh no, what about?
And then you see, yeah, could you do another one? Well, that's only 1 foot.
I need to get down.
2 feet and your right hand. Whoa, on your head. Could you balance just on 2 feet? And you can do any pose, just 2 feet. So you might come into a little squat. You might do a standing pose. Can you balance on just your bum? Just your bum.
Oh, hang on.
Just your bum. Not your elbows. Wonderful. And that would then lead very nicely to try and do some poses together. So you could come up with all different ideas.
Yeah, like this, with the other person there, and put their feet up, and then try and hold hands as a good stretch.
That is a good stretch. So should we show them some partner poses?
Oh yeah, my favourite partner pose.
What's your favourite partner pose?
You stand up.
Okay, let's
You
do it.
need an adult and
Well, that's fine.
Not-
that's what we're
not-
doing.
2 children.
Oh, this one's the hardest one. Jacob's going straight in for the hardest one. So the adult, you might want to do a few first. Takes a good bend of the knees. And then the child, get good hold hands. You're going to walk up. Whoa. And then they're going to try and straighten. So our knees are bent. And then we lean back. This is quite a tricky one. So it requires a little bit of balance. I'm not sure they're going to be able to see your head
Oh.
because you're so high. And then another one would be if the adult went in to be a rock and the child, we call this lizard on a rock. The child's going to come, or the dog, and sunbathe on your rock. So you're going to come down, and they're going to be a lizard sunbathing on the rock. That's really nice. Okay, wonderful. And then there's another one which I'm sure you've all done. The adult comes to lie on the floor. Let's do this sideways, Jacob. And you're going to fly them. This is one of our favourites.
Get off.
You're going to fly them.
And you're going to get licked on the face.
Probably. And then they're going to look at you and they've got to trust you. You straighten your legs and you say, can you straighten your legs, Jacob?
Can you straighten
No,
your
I'm
legs?
asking you. And then maybe they let go. Well done.
That must be hard.
Then we're released.
Lower.
And another one is double down dog. Oh, we like to do this one as well. So
No, this is upside down.
they have to hold on. You could hold them here. They have to hold on really tight, and I tell Jacob to squeeze like a koala. He's getting really big for this now. Okay, Jacob, can we do the down dog one?
The down dog.
So I'm going to do down dog. You're going to put your hands here. I'm going to do down dog back here, and you're going to put your feet on me. You remember that one?
Or can I do it this way as well? Or...
No, you have to go. You have to put your hands forward.
Oh no.
So you try and get into down dog, and then your you're going to put your feet on my lower back. You got it?
Yeah.
That's it. Well done. So it's a double down dog.
Ow!
You got that?
This is painful.
Well done. Okay, I think you get the idea. So, from there, once you've had lots of fun, basically you want to make your yoga session with your child as fun as possible, and we can mess around doing all sorts of things like that. They will try and get you into silly positions, and like they get them just to make them up. We don't have to be too rigid with the shapes, and they like to show off and show you all the different poses. But then one of the most important things that we like to do is relax. So I'm going to show you a simple relaxation. Oh, he's good at this. That I would do, and this is what I do with the children. Molly, you lay down. You need to relax as well. This is what I do with the children at school.
And the dog.
So what you would want for this, if you've got one, she says, is a little pebble. So you'd get a pebble if you have one. I seem to have lost mine. But if you have a pebble, you would place it. So I've got a tiny little gem, and you place it in between their eyebrows, and now they're going to come and lay. If possible, they lay quite straight, but you would say, right, I'm going to place the pebble. You lay nice and still. And if they struggle like this, maybe you could put something under their head, make them nice and comfortable, nice pillow, and you're going to place the pebble in between their eyebrows. Now, Jacob, when this pebble lands, can you try to lay really still and not move the pebble off? And some of them like to have an eye pillow. I know Jacob doesn't really like that. So,
I do.
Oh, you do like that. So you could also, I've got an eye pillow. You could put something else like a scarf there. So I'm going to put that over his eyes as well. So he's got the pebble and an eye pillow. And then I'd get him nice and warm with a blanket. And the idea is that when the children have that pebble in between their eyebrows, that they focus on that space. So if the pebble moves, it doesn't matter if it falls off. Maybe you could just, as the parent, you're going to sit next to them and put it off. And the most important thing here is for you to let your child know that you're safe and that you are loved. And Jacob, you can rest right now. So rest the weight of your body, and as you lay here, think of yourself being really heavy. Really heavy. And feel the back of your head, feel your back on the floor, and try not to fidget. And feel your bum soft on the floor. And your legs really comfortable, really heavy. And now in your mind, can you visualise, can you see your favourite place? Wherever that is, it could be indoors, it could be outdoors. And notice how it makes you feel to imagine that you're in your favourite place. Maybe you're already there. Maybe it's your home, but it could be anywhere. Don't tell me, it's just for you to know. You might want to talk about it after, but for now, just in your mind. Notice how it is. Is the sun shining? Does it feel warm? Is it comfortable? What's the type of feeling in your belly when you're in your favourite place? Now, can you imagine and see your favourite animal or toy? Could be anything. Maybe it's your cuddly toy. I know what one Jacob's is. I'm not going to say it.
No, it's not.
No, okay. And whatever it is, it could be real, it could be pretend, it could be a drawing even. It doesn't have to be a physical toy or animal. But could you imagine that it's now just shrunk to the size of a butterfly? Tiny little butterfly.
No, this is going to be disgusting.
A tiny little butterfly it's turned into, and it's got wings, but it's still your favourite animal or toy. Now stay still, close your eyes, see if you can stay nice and still. Now let your arm relax, Jacob. Nice and relaxed, stay nice and still. You have to be still for this, for it to work. Now you know where your pebble is, your little animal that's now grown wings and is the size and light as a butterfly. It's going to come and land on your pebble. Stay still. Now imagine it coming down to land. Notice it. And now stay so still and watch how your little animal is going to fly off and land on your right shoulder. Don't move. It's going to gently fly off and land and touch your left shoulder. Oh, it's going to fly off and come and land on your left toe. Your left big toe. Don't move. You're going to disturb it. Lay still. Please lay still. Let the butterfly version of your favourite animal or toy land now. Stay so still. It's going to land. I can see it on your right big toe. Left big toe. Right knee. Left knee. Really still. It's going to come and land on your right hand. On your left hand. And now it's going to land on your belly button. Now if you're careful, you will notice that your little creature's going to fly up and down with the gentle wave of your breath. As your belly gets bigger, nice and gently, feel it's lifted, and as it gets smaller as you breathe out, relax, going up and down, up and down. Now let your breath soften and let your little creature come and land back on your pebble. Close your eyes if they've opened. Stay still. Now when you're ready, keep your eyes closed. You're going to get hold as you watch and feel your little creature safely fly away. You're going to get hold of your pebble. And then we're going to come and sit up.
Does it feel warm? Or does it feel cold? It should feel warm.
Is your pebble nice and warm? It was cold and I put it on your head.
My head's cold, but this is warm now.
Your head is cold and that is warm. Why is it warm?
Because of the sunshine in your heart.
Yes. Let's come and sit either cross-legged or nearly, and we're going to finish zipping ourselves up. Yeah. Was it? It was a snail. Jacob had a flying snail with wings. So your pebble's got nice and warm, and we know this has got warm because when it lands it's cold and then it's warm, it finishes. But what we say namaste means is I've got sunshine in my heart. And what we always do, we end our practice in this position here, which is called Anjali Mudra, which when our hands come together, it might be nice for you to put your little pebble in the centre of your palms, bring your hands together in front of your heart space. And what we say out loud is, I've got sunshine in my heart. So we say it together. I've got sunshine in my heart. Now let's whisper it. I've got sunshine in my heart.
And now let's say it in our head.
Just in our head, okay. And then we end our practice saying namaste.
Namaste.
And then you get a kiss from your child. I love you. So I hope you enjoy doing a little bit of yoga. I hope that's given you a tiny bit of inspiration in our random lesson today. This has been our PE session today, part of our homeschooling. So thank you for helping with that. And we'll see you soon.